Jersey. Now recognize the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Wenstrup.
Thank you. Mr. Pascrell, I'd like to agree that honesty really does help, no matter what we're dealing with. Anyway, thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act verifiably led to more American jobs, historically low unemployment, stable revenues, higher wages, and COVID hit. And one of the things that COVID revealed to us was the vulnerability of our supply chain and how it's a national security risk, it's a national health risk. Just look at where we get our pharmaceuticals from. It's China. We can't do it ourselves. We're trying to come back from that. So my question is, how does raising corporate tax rate to a higher level than the People's Republic of China, for that matter, almost any other country in the world, how can that make America more competitive and solve our supply chain problem?
Well, I believe it really is important that we invest in America so we can be a competitive economy. And you mentioned the importance of tax rules to private investment in equipment and software. But I guess I would point out, and this is what I mean when I use the term modern supply side economics, there are quite a few other kinds of investments that are relevant to our productivity and competitiveness, and we also need to focus on those. So infrastructure is an example. Education
I agree.
is another example.
I agree with that. You've got to have all those things in place, and you can call them investments or whatever, but also I think that making the business feasible here compared to somewhere else makes a big difference. And that's what we have to consider as well. We've had no inversions since the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and I don't want to see that go away. But also, we talk about lowest unemployment now, and it's so low, but the NFIB says half of their small businesses have help wanted signs out. Virtually every business I go to now, small employer, large employer, they said, what's your biggest problem? It's getting workers.
Agreed.
Okay, so could you explain, not only for me, because I think I have a good idea, but explain to the American people and explain to these businesses why, with such low unemployment, they don't have employees.
Well, I mean, that's partly what the problem is that the demand for workers in this economy—
Where'd they go? They had the workers before COVID.
Well, the COVID pandemic accelerated retirements. We have seen labor force participation for both adult men and women rise above previous levels. And the president's budget focuses on providing households the child care and other support they need to work. And I think it's really important to boost labor supply, and the president's budget is focused.
So my point is, it's not completely honest if we just say, hey, unemployment's low. Well, yeah, but it's still a problem to get employees, so we can't pretend there's a rosy picture. We've got to address all these other issues.
It is a problem that many businesses, most businesses, face and are trying to deal with.
Thank you. I yield back. Appreciate it.